Alright, let's finally do this. Well, this video took quite a long time to finally come out. I was originally planning on uploading this video in April of last year.
Tomorrow. Why I like recommended for you.
But I didn't because I put too much pressure on myself with having crazy special effects. In reality though, while crazy special effects can do a lot to add to a video, it isn't mandatory for having your videos be enjoyable. And plus, it's better to get to that point gradually over time than just diving headfirst into insane 3D animation. I would have loved to have everything I was just talking about to be shown off, for that part where I was just talking there as a joke. But this video has already been delayed far too many times for me to be able to do that. Also, while I feel this video is still pretty quality, I'd like you to lower your hype just a little bit, just to make sure you don't end up underwhelmed. Also, that way, you'll be more whelmed. Whelmed isn't a word. I don't care. Anyways, what I was saying was that you'll be more whelmed if this video turns out to be better than you expected. I'll give you 8 seconds to calm down. Feeling less ecstatic? Good. Next, we'll have a portion of this video to get you to sleep. Oh wait, we don't need to do that because this video's been quite boring so far. I wonder what video you'll end up watching after this one. YouTube does have some pretty decent recommendations, at least from my experience. So I think you'll probably at least mildly enjoy the next video that you'll watch. Not from my experience. Are you even signed into YouTube? No, what does that even do? Oh my god, just look it up! Okay. In this video, I'll be sharing with you times YouTube either hit me with a rush of nostalgia, or found me something new that I hadn't seen before and I ended up liking a lot. However, even though these examples did fill me with joy when YouTube recommended them to me, the YouTube recommendation system still does have its flaws, which I'll get into after I finish sharing each of my examples. And this first example is the Mario drawing song. I was planning on transitioning to it smoothly. Haha. Why do you have to keep interrupting me all the time? You were so quiet in my previous episodes. It's been a year since then, and I find it more fun to interrupt you now. Could you just do something else? I'll let you do anything you want in my room, as long as I can still use this footage without this video getting taken down from YouTube. Oh, alright. Quite a while ago, the Mario drawing song showed up in my recommended, and that name didn't sound very familiar to me. Well, I don't remember seeing this before. And it's on my recommended page, so it's likely something I haven't watched before.
Take a page and a pen, draw a big mushroom and an egg, then 2 more.
From cloud under here, now I'll add some coins. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, draw it. I wasn't inherently mad at YouTube for doing this, as it brought me joy and nostalgia. But why was it on my recommended page? It's me, Mario. Well, you probably already know this, but the recommended page isn't just for videos YouTube thinks you'd like, that you haven't watched before. There's also videos related to the videos you've watched recently, that YouTube just thinks you'd like to watch again. However, I think there would be a much more useful feature that YouTube should have, instead of just putting them into your recommended. I'll get to that when I get to that though. Wow, you just gave me a lot of deja vu there. A lot of what you just said was in the original version of the script. That's true. In fact, some people that have looked at my tweets may have also got some deja vu. I guess that's a benefit to this video getting delayed so many times. It gives the viewer a sense of nostalgia. But you've broken the third wall there. Well, how about to make up for it, you watched the video that was recommended to me. I sent you it in Discord. Alright. I have to use the bathroom. Don't continue the video without me, okay? Okay. There, now I can continue making this video in peace. Anyways, that video that my clone talked about does sound interesting, so let's watch it now. Well, that's a clever way to start off the video. Oh, that's from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Do you mind running to the store and picking up some more?
Looking back on it, I think the show played a decently big role in my imagination, and even inspired my imaginary friend of my own. However, I don't know for sure. I could have easily just seen a lot of profile pictures related to it, and seeing it in other places in my life, and it might actually be that I haven't watched it before. But then again, the intro made me feel such heavy nostalgia, it would be strange if it was false nostalgia. I'll make an addendum to this video that you can find in the iCard right here, once I make it. That will say if I actually have watched it or not, once I find out, as well as some other information about it. Once the addendum is made, I'll let you guys know in the comments, so if it isn't there at the time you're watching this, check back sometime and see if that's changed. I was originally planning on talking about Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends quite a lot in this video, but focus has moved away from talking about that to just talking about YouTube recommendations as a whole. And there's also another show by Craig McCracken that I know for a fact I used to watch, Wander Over Yonder. I'll talk about those shows and possibly some others as well, in more detail in a future episode. Now that I've shared these two examples, you should be able to see how YouTube recommendations can really hit you with some nostalgia sometimes. However, I feel like there should be a way to get a concentrated burst of nostalgia from YouTube. It's not quite time to talk about that though. Let me back in! Next, we're going to be talking about times where YouTube recommendations recommended something I really ended up enjoying, that I ended up coming back to over and over again. A prime example of this happening is BFDI. How did you get the door open? I locked it. I unlocked it with my mind. Also, how dare you lock me out of your room and continue your video without me? You said that I was allowed to do whatever I wanted to do in your room without this video getting taken down in your room. Well, your keyboard playing was giving me a headache with how bad it was. I won't play the keyboard anymore. Fine. One time, I was watching YouTube at my Nana's house when I got an episode of BFDI recommended to me. I don't remember exactly which episode was recommended to me, but I know it was from season 1 of BFDI. The episode that was recommended to me didn't really grab me, but I decided to look and see what other episodes were out. At the time, the newest episode of BFDI was BFB3, so I started to watch BFB from the beginning. I liked it a lot, and from that point forth, I started to watch new episodes as they came out. This is probably obvious to long-time viewers who watched my channel back when I had really poorly put together BFB YouTube poops on this channel. My mom also even made Plush of 4 and Eggs, but the Plush of 4 never got finished. However, the Plush of X did, so here it is.
Of 4 and X, and we just finished X today.
BFDI is a great show, and I feel like the fact that the show is viewer voting really gives you influence on how the show progresses. BFB Split made BFB a bit less exciting to me, but Teapot seems to be pretty much exactly like how BFB was pre-Split, so I'm excited to see the future of Teapot. Also, BFDI can be pretty funny at times. Some scenes from BFB and Teapot made me laugh out loud. I think Golf Ball is my favorite character, as most times when I laugh at something in BFDI, it involves her.
Wait, maybe they're trying to communicate with me. Our team name will have to be...
Are you okay?
Overall, I'm really glad I got recommended BFDI back in 2018, because it's definitely a series on YouTube that deserves at the very least giving a look to see if you like it. Okay, now my next example. Hey Aaron. Coming! Mwahaha. Ha ha ha, now I am in control of this video. Now things can start getting a bit more interesting. One of my favorite YouTubers at the moment is Deadly Comics. I found out about their concept from the YouTube recommended page. The 3D perspective and overall clarity of the animation blew my mind, so I decided to watch some of their other videos. Their videos are really good, And after watching a bunch of different videos by them, the world that they've created, dubbed Cool Times by them, which also seems to be a series of sorts, really feels like a lived-in world and feels real. I really like watching their videos to see what unfolds next in this world, and their animations always have quite interesting premises. I definitely recommend watching their animations. If you're still not convinced at how good these animations are, just take a look at Milk Dust, an animation where a dinosaur named Sibby tries to get lunch, but her boss Gluestick makes her keep on working instead of letting her get lunch. The way it plays out feels surreal. Also, both of these characters show up in at least one other video, so that shows how much Deadly Comics is dedicated into making this feel like a real world. So yeah, now you should see how great YouTube can be at recommending things. Now, while I think Aaron's idea he had planned for discussing in this section on how YouTube could be better with recommendations was pretty good, I think I have some even better ideas. Ugh, he's making my video without me. I should have seen this coming after I locked him out of my room, knowing his recent behavior. Now, how am I meant to get back inside my room? While I think overall YouTube's recommendations are pretty good, I feel like sometimes they recommend videos based on other videos you've watched a little too quickly. The joke about watching one video on how to tie your shoes, and then having the recommended filled with videos about how to tie your shoes, is actually pretty accurate to what happens when you watch a video about how to tie your shoes. I feel like instead of YouTube just seeing that you've watched a video or two in a specific topic, they should see if you've watched quite a bit of videos in that specific topic, and have put a decent bit of watch time into it, or gave one or more videos in that topic a like. That way, it's a lot less likely that people's recommended will get filled with videos that they don't care about. Maybe even make it so that when you right-click one of the topics at the top of the YouTube homepage, there's an option to click a Not Interested button, so that YouTube knows that you're no longer interested in that topic. So it'll stop recommending videos to you with that topic. Kinda like how you can already do with individual videos. How am I supposed to get back into my room? Oh, my door isn't actually locked. As for the recommendations that give you nostalgia, I think there should be another topic near the top of the YouTube homepage labeled Rewatch, where you can rewatch videos that you've watched before, that YouTube thinks you'd like to rewatch now. I think that could give you a decent amount of nostalgia, and get you interested in things you haven't been interested in for quite a while. Other than those small improvements, I think that YouTube's recommended is pretty good. And that just about wraps up today's... Stop right there! You think you could just end my video without me? Well, yeah, I locked the door. You didn't actually lock it. Because of the way my door is, it can't be locked anymore. Oh. Why did you do this anyways? Disrupt my video just to continue it in the same exact way I had planned to? Haha, Disrupt. That's another decent channel I found through recommendations. They make some decent video essays, but I feel like they're a bit too addicted to making 360-degree videos. Anyways, I did this because I wanted to prove to you that I'm not always mean, and I'm just trying to help you make your content better. And it's not the same exact manner. I chose a channel I found in my recommendations that I found to be really good, and came up with things better than what you came up with for fixing YouTube recommendations. First of all, you wanted to prove to me that you're not always mean? Well, locking me out, or at least attempting to lock me out, of my own room doesn't really show me that you're not always mean. Second of all, if it is true that you chose the channel that you found in your recommendations, that would be an incredible coincidence considering that you chose the same exact channel that I was going to and had the same exact things to say about it. Thirdly, you talked about the same exact things I was going to talk about to fix YouTube recommendations. Fine. I'll admit I lied about finding that channel in my YouTube recommendations, and finding better things than what you found to fix YouTube recommendations. I'll admit I shouldn't have tried to lock you out of your own room. I'd argue that then you shouldn't have locked me out of your room, but I deserved it. I was being too mean. In the end, I just wanted you to improve your content. As it stands, your video essay format is pretty bland and basic. I wanted you to find some flair to give to your video essays, to make them stand out, but you didn't. You followed the crowd and made a pretty bland video essay. Because of this, I couldn't help myself but to make fun of you. I'm sorry that I was so upset at you. It's just hard to find a good new flair to add to a video without burning yourself out massively. I had to learn that the hard way, after this video ended up having to get delayed over and over again. That being said, you should have responded with constructive criticism instead of mockery. I know. I'm hoping I can still change myself for the better, and my current personality will become nothing more than something to get nostalgia from. Oh, I know you can. There's something you've been hiding from me. I know it. No, I haven't. Yes, you have. You're only saying that because you don't want to admit that you aren't showing me your true colors. I know you aren't actually my clone. If you would just stop hiding, it would really give my content the flair that it needs.
It's been a long time, a little like wine, not something I thought I'd come back to again. I turned back the clocks when I opened up the box, a piece of me hidden away like a gem. Guess I'll have another round. So let's hang up all the pictures, even the ones we threw away. Things will never be the same after the day that you find. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, and still it's been 9. The sharpest parts hurt slightly less than before, without being numb to the way the colors run. It's good to know nothing got lost on the shore. Have to go to sea and drown. So let's hang up all the pictures.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video, then get excited because the director's commentary for it will be out later today. This first one will be free for anyone to watch, but if you become a patron of my channel, you'll get access to all future director's commentaries. So please consider becoming a patron. With all that said, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been quite a long journey to get here, but I feel that it's been worth it. An even bigger surprise is waiting for you in the next episode, so see you then.